Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are calling in from or joining us from. We are so happy to have you here with us on Ask Doc Live. My name is Rebecca Dukes-Kozak, and I will be your host for the next 2 hours as we bring to you the opportunity to ask Dr. Wallach questions in regards to what you can do to be empowered of your own health and take back your, well, I mean, for some of us, we have a goal of having optimal health, and we haven't been able to achieve it through other methods. So now we're going to look at an option that
Ask
for me.
Doc Live. There you are. Rebecca,
Hello.
Rebecca, we couldn't hear you.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
I
now we
hear
can. You're coming in and out.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well, that's not a good sign. Let's try again. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ask Doc Live. My name is Rebecca Dukes-Kozak. Thank you so much to my wonderful host, Nasima Omar, for letting me know that my audio was not working at the moment. And I just want to also thank my co-host, Ruth Ellen Sanchez. So everybody, make sure that if you are on live with us, that you turn on that chat option.
We are sponsoring, or we do promote Youngevity products. Youngevity is a company founded by Dr. Joel Wallach.
Oh,
Nasima, you got muted, my dear.
Oh,
So, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I wonder how I got muted. Sorry about that. Must be some technical issues going on with our Zoom connection today, Rebecca.
That would never happen.
All right. Well, wonderful. Youngevity is a company founded by Dr. Joel Wallach 25 plus years ago. We do promote our Youngevity products, which are formulated in synergy by Dr. Joel Wallach's blessings and quality assurance, quality assurance, quality assurance. With that, I want to let you know that the content of this program is to provide nutritional education information only. This program is not meant to take place of your primary care physician or any care provider you may be seeing. FDA requires us to let you know that our products are not meant to treat, prevent, diagnose, or cure any diseases. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We are honored to have one of our founding fathers of epigenetics here to guide us with the best options to obtain and maintain optimal health, Dr. Joel Wallach. And I want to welcome all returning people and all new people, first timers as well. Do join us every time. Do invite others to join us, and they can join in any time during this 2-hour program. You may also listen to the replays that are recorded and posted on our one-stop shop website called askdoclive.com. I know we're having technical issues. We'll try Rebecca again soon here, but I want to let you know that we have Ruth Ellen. We have many people on our team here. Rebecca Kozak is having difficulties with technical issues and will be back soon here. John T. is not able to attend today. And with that, the replays are on. So if you have questions for Dr. Joel Wallach, or you want to provide your feedback after you've started being on Dr. Joel Wallach's protocol, do raise your virtual hand, okay? Note the notes that Ruth Ellen is posting in the chat here. They are links that are clickable in there. Do take pictures of those. So you don't have to focus on writing down notes when you are listening to Dr. Wallach and talking with him, because you can listen to the replay, rewind, forward, fast forward, and send to others to listen to your question and share the valuable information. Doc does like to be called Doc. And with that, I am going to welcome Dr. Joel Wallach.
Well, thank you so much, Naseema. Super job. Thank you so much. And we have lots of exciting stuff. Every week we have exciting stuff, but today's exciting plus. Okay. And can you hear me okay?
Yes, Doc. Yes, Doc. You're
Okay.
coming in clear.
Loud and clear. Okay, good. All right. And so, yeah, we have a step forward in a project that's been going on for a couple of years. And this is a project that we've done with Jimmy Osmond from the Osmond family, Donnie and Marie and the whole family. I don't know, I think Donnie and Marie have like 8 or 10 younger brothers and sisters and cousins and so forth. Jimmy really got very interested in our program and said, okay, Doc, let's just really make this something very dynamic, very useful to many people. And so this is the project, okay? And the project is called The Truth About Nutrition, okay? It's a book, it's a DVD and a CD, and the set just arrived. We have 2,000 copies of the set. The book, it's to see the Truth About Nutrition, the DVD and the CD to go along with it, okay? And it's a set. And, if you buy 10 sets, you get a nice discount. And so if you buy 10 sets or more, you get a nice discount. But next month, you have to, buy 10 sets or more to get the discount again. Okay, kind of thing. And we've been doing this, as Naseema indicated, I've been doing this for 75 years, okay? Our original business was called American Longevity, but I was having trouble getting our company into foreign countries. They didn't like a company called American Longevity, so I had to change the name to Youngevity, and then we didn't have any trouble getting the company in. Right now we're in 80 countries. We have shipping warehouses in 60 countries, and we have helped people with either preventing or reducing or eliminating diseases, okay? We're talking about diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, heart disease, lung disease, brain disease of all kinds, birth defects. I'm the guy who got rid of cystic fibrosis, muscular dystrophy, sudden death syndrome. These were 12 federal lawsuits in federal courts, and they forced the FDA to force the manufacturers of baby formulas like Infamil and Similac to put these nutrients in there. And within a year or two, all these diseases disappeared because they weren't genetic, as doctors were teaching, okay? They were just simple nutritional deficiencies, and just putting the nutrients in the baby food, which they had not done, because the doctors say, well, don't put those nutrients in the baby foods, it's too much, don't do that. Well, we forced them to do it, and sure enough, we got rid of all those diseases. And so every disease, okay, a birth defect can be prevented. Okay, we're talking about Down syndrome, can be prevented. Okay, but we have to start teaching these kids when they're taking their 6th grade health class, and the girls are just starting to go through their, starting to start their cycles and so forth. And they're going through, that change of life from a kid to an adult. And so we need to do that. And of course, this is why Jimmy Osmond and myself came out with the book and the CD and the DVD, The Truth About Nutrition. Again, there are no autoimmune diseases. Lupus is just a gluten problem causing secondary nutritional issues. Rheumatoid arthritis is just a simple nutritional deficiency arthritis with a secondary infection with a bug called mycoplasma, which is killable with an antibiotic called minocycline. And so I don't care if you've had rheumatoid arthritis for 40 years, I can get rid of it in 40 days or less, okay? And that's with the 90 essential nutrients and the antibiotic to kill the bug called minocycline. And so this is what we've been doing. We've helped more than, I don't know how many millions of people since 1949. Yeah, 1949 is when I started this. And so we've helped millions and millions of people. And of course, we have established businesses and supplies of product and mailing systems in 80 countries now. We have shipping warehouses in 60 countries. And so I'm very, very excited about that. Now, we are growing like crazy in the USA, as you can imagine. We're growing like crazy in the USA, as you can imagine. Just think about it. Why would you not want to give 50 healthful years to spending your 50 years, extra 25 to 50 years with the people you love and doing the things you love to do? But you're going to have to be proactive here, because 99% of medical treatments, other than trauma, where they have to sew you up and been run over by a truck and you're bleeding internally and all that kind of stuff, and appendicitis, they got to take your appendix out. The appendicitis was caused by a gluten issue. Okay, if the little kids aren't having the breakfast of champions and oatmeal for breakfast, there won't be any more appendicitis. It's just that simple. Okay, it's a self-inflicted disease. It's not just something that appears. Your body's not attacking itself. Your body is reacting to improper diet and lack of nutrition. And so once you understand that, why would you not want to spend an extra 25 to 50 years with the people you love and do the things you love to do? But you're going to have to be proactive here, because the doctor's treatments, let's just look at arthritis. I'm very simple. Does the doctor say, okay, in 90 days, you won't have arthritis anymore? He says, no, I can help you. You take this prednisone and cortisone, the inflammation will go away and the pain will go away. But you need to come in, once every 90 days so I can look and check and see, somewhere down the line, we may have to do a joint replacement because this is going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. But in the meantime, we can deal with the pain and inflammation. Well, that's just saying, like, your car is making noise, or smoke coming out of the tailpipes and it's hiccuping and bouncing along, and your car dealer says, let's wax your car. Well, what's that going to do? Well, it's going to look good. What's it going to do for all the noise it's making and bumping up and down and all this? Well, it's going to look good. Okay. Well, that's what doctors do when they give you prednisone and cortisone. They're waxing the car. They're not getting down to the basic root cause of the problem. And this has been going on for a long time, hundreds and hundreds of years. Okay. And, that's why plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh my, what a, okay. You have a digestive problem, you take Tums. Okay. Or you take some of these other things that reduce gas and so forth. So this is not a difficult concept, because once you understand that all these diseases, diabetes is not a genetic disease. Well, we have 5 generations of people in our family with diabetes. Really? Do you all eat the same thing? Well, yeah, grandma taught us all how to eat. Well, there you go. All eat in the same, do you live in, we've stayed all in the same county. Well, that nutrient is probably not very high in that county. If you're eating everything from the local, let's see here, the local stores, okay, and the local farmers market, everybody in your 5 generations of your family are getting the same food with little or no nutrition in it, because nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. And you can be eating the same recipe as your twin brother or twin sister is eating, and they're in Pennsylvania and you're in Indiana, and you only have 3 minerals and you got 18 diseases you're taking prescriptions for, okay? And they don't have any of those diseases because they have 38 minerals in their food because they live in a different place. So the only way to level the playing field is for everybody to take the 90 essential nutrients, and then everybody's going to eliminate these diseases because they're all nutritional deficiencies, okay? There are no genetically transmitted diseases. Doctors made that up when they didn't know the answer, so they're going to blame it on you. Well, I'm sorry, it's your genes, so we can give you some pain relievers, but that's about it. You'll have to deal with this, and 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, we may have to give you a double hip replacement, or we may have to amputate your legs or something. You'll be in a wheelchair. But in the meantime, we can, help you reduce the pain and inflammation. Well, that's pretty lame, but that's where the doctors come from. That's the difference between medical treatment and veterinary treatment. Now, veterinary medicine, we don't have health insurance for animals. Now, we have life insurance for expensive horses, but we don't have health insurance. So a farmer, if he has to have the veterinarian out there every week to deal with his cows with arthritis, and his goats with diabetes, and his chickens with lupus and all this kind of stuff, your eggs will cost you $700 a dozen. to pay for all this health care. And so it doesn't work that way. So we learned in the animal industry through trial and error in the beginning, and then we knew after a while that all these problems in the animals are caused by nutritional deficiencies. And so we knew where to start when a new disease would pop up. And sure enough, in weeks, we had it under control and gone. And human beings have been suffering with these diseases for thousands of years because everybody, because of the leadership of the doctors and the witch doctors and so forth, relieve symptoms. Oh, I had pain for 25 years. My doctor gave me this new drug. He said, I am the first one in this county to get this drug. Right. He's lying to you. I'm the first one to get this new drug. And the pain went away in 30 minutes. And so when I die, I'm going to leave everything in my will to my doctor. I just love my doctor. I'm going to leave my kids out because they couldn't help me, but my doctor helped me. I just love my doctor. And so this is what goes on here. And so we have to educate people. And that's why we have www.drjwallach.com, www.drjwallach.com. And this new set, The Truth About Nutrition, the book, the CD, and the DVD, is one, okay, of 3 new books. There's another one which will be in the house in a week or so. And then there's one we're working on big time. It's going to be the, what should I say, the creme de la creme. It's going to be the book of all books since the Bible. It's called the Third Testament. There's the Old Testament, there's the New Testament. And the New Testament was published 2,000 years ago. There hasn't been anything really new published since 2,000 years. So I figured it was time. And so I went back and I did a big study going back 1,000 years before the Old Testament, up through and including the Old Testament, through and including the New Testament, and from then till now. And there's so much information out there, and put it all in this new book called the Third Testament. And it's going to save you and your family an enormous amount of unnecessary misery. It's going to save you guys an enormous amount of money and add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life. So look for that. It's called the Third Testament. It's coming. We give God all the credit. We are just the messengers of God's, what should I say, symphony, okay? Because everything God did was perfect. It's human beings that screwed it up, so somewhere along the line. And so we have to kind of deal with it and kind of put things back in their proper places and proper order and proper relationships. And then the problems all just go away. And so again, the truth about nutrition, it's a jaw-dropping book, CD, and DVD. It's jaw-dropping because of all the diseases. Well, my grandmother had it her whole life. And when she died, she still had it. The doctor said, well, we just never came across anything that would prevent it or cure it. Well, that's because the doctors weren't really paying attention because they had kids in college and tuition was due. And so they're milking grandma's insurance program. So once you understand that concept, how this medical system works, suddenly now you're going to become a little more, what should I say, investigative. You're going to start looking at other views. You're going to look at other things. And there's unimpeachable evidence. My thesis, okay, 5,000 pages, 20,000 autopsies, is in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure. I'm very, very proud of that. Now, does your doctor have a thesis in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure? Probably not. I think I'm the only one when it comes to medicine. There's a lot of stuff there in physics, okay, because of space stuff. But I think when it comes to nutrition, I'm the only one. When it comes to health, I'm the only one. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just giving you the credibility points so that you just don't think I'm some idiot just blibbering without having some basis to what I'm trying to share with you. So again, you can contact us, contact your Youngevity associate if you're not already in. The Truth About Nutrition, the book, the CD, and the DVD, and it will blow your mind. And start showing it to your family. Show the DVD to your family. Loan your book out. Don't give it away because they won't give it back. Say, give me your watch. You give me my book back, I'll give you your watch back or something. Or you buy 10, you get a big discount on the set. And that way you can give them as presents to the people you love or people you work with, your pastor, your rabbi, okay, your imam, okay. All right. And so I just invite you to participate. We are at a place now where we can control things. We are in a place where we can prevent things. We are in a place where we can reverse things because we know the drop dead truth. Where up until recently, there's only been just a handful of us that knew the truth, and we were ostracized by the system. We were ostracized by the system. Okay. But once my thesis went into the Smithsonian Institute of National Treasure, suddenly the World Health Organization gave me some awards. Okay, I was shocked at that, and went to China and did 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 that died of Keyshawn disease, which is essentially sudden death syndrome. Okay, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy heart disease, and got many, many awards from all over the world for that study. Okay, and that study, when it was published, and of course, we're talking about $25,000 each. The average person is not going to spend $25,000 for a science book to read to their family. So he came out with the book, Epigenetics, okay? And the book Epigenetics is a summary of my 5,000-page thesis, okay? Epigenetics is a summary of the 5,000-page thesis. It goes into 600 different diseases that are either nutritionally deficiency diseases or malabsorption diseases, gluten problems. And so it's only, I don't know, 20 something. I don't even remember what the price is because they fly out the door, because it is a summary of the 5,000-page thesis that's in the Smithsonian Institute. That's me with one of my Yerkes NASA primates. I found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis. And that started my career into places where nobody had gone before, okay? Because once you realize that there are no genetically transmitted diseases, you start asking questions about all these other diseases. So this book, you know, is a read, but you know, it has a index, and it has, you can go to the back and look up things, and it'll tell you what page to go to. So you don't have to read the whole book every time to find something. It's kind of like a Pictionary, dictionary, health book, and it will blow your mind because it covers over 600 different diseases from a pathologist viewpoint. That's my 20,000 autopsies in one project. It was a postdoctoral fellowship that was gotten for me by Washington University, the Center for Biology of Natural Systems. And the guy who was the head of very famous, who did the TV series, okay, on Wild Kingdom.
Merlin Perkins.
Marlon Perkins, you got it. Yes, very good. Okay, I worked for him for 12 years. And he sent me to my first postdoctoral fellowship. He sent me to South Africa, to Natal, where the white rhino were. There was only 475 left. I set up I was there for 2 years in Natal, in the Umfolozi and Shishlewi game reserves, caught 200 of them out of the 475, sent them here. So if they all died there, at least we had some that we could reproduce, you know, in the zoos. And today, just the newest, in December, the newest census was 21,000. So they went up because we set up 3 large game reserves for them. And we sent some to large cities and big countries all over the world. And so I'm very, very proud of that, you know, I was involved, a featured person, if you will, involved in saving the white rhino, along with Marlon Perkins and the Natal Wildlife Parks. And so that was my first postdoctoral fellowship. And it just blew my mind. And my first book came out of that. It was called Rhino Express. And kids buy that book like crazy. It's called Rhino Express. And Rhino Express is a book for kids who want to work with wildlife and you know, work with wildlife and save animals and work in zoos and save animals, become a veterinarian. So every family should buy that book, Rhino Express, and give that to their kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews and cousins and so forth. It'll blow your mind. We had to use a drug that was 10,000 times more potent than morphine, because, you know, when you're dealing with a 6,000-pound rhino and you want to tranquilize them with a tranquilizer dart the size of a AAA battery, okay, the drug had to be so powerful. If you just read the label, you could go unconscious. It was so powerful, the drug, okay? And so we never lost any person. We never killed any of the rhinos, but we did use that drug. It was called etorphine. Before they even had a name for it, it was called M99. And so that's the story of Rhino Express. And that was my first of the 3 postdoctoral fellowships. The second one was the Marlin Perkins and Washington University, 20,000 autopsies from NIH, trying to find a species of animals in the zoos who were sensitive to the same pollutants we were. So it's kind of like taking canary in the mine. If there's an animal that got sick or died from the same pollutants that would make us sick or kill us, we knew to evacuate the cities, okay? So we were using the zoo as a canary in the mine, like the old coal miners used to use a canary. The canary would drop dead or fall off the perch down in the mine. The miners knew to get out of there because there was a problem coming with the gases and so forth. And so that was the whole purpose of that project. And then, of course, the project in China, Heilongjiang Province, Qishan University, 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 that died of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy heart disease. So those are my 3 postdoctoral fellowships, in addition to a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. My major was in animal husbandry and nutrition. My minor was in field crops and soils. I got my degree in veterinary medicine, both of those from the University of Missouri. And then my degree in naturopathic medicine from NCNM, the National College of Naturopathic Medicine. Today, it's been reformed to the National University and UNM, National University of Naturopathic Medicine. And we're going to send sets of these new books and CDs and DVDs to these 8 naturopathic colleges and universities. And hopefully they'll invite us to speak to the students and get this information out there. So with that said, over to you. Let's see here. We got Nasima, we got Ruth Ellen, and we have Becca.
Oh, I love technology, Dr. Wallach, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And the best part about technology is we are able to bring together so many people in one spot where we can share information and communicate without having to leave the comforts of our home. So with that, Dr. Wallach, I just want to thank you so much for all of what you have done. I mean, years of schooling, years of being out in the field, collecting data yourself, the time that it took to compile that data. And as somebody coming from a statistician background, I get it.
75 years.
75 years. Much longer than I've been alive, that's for sure. But the fact that you have taken all that information, Dr. Wallach, and you've made it available that we can share it to the mass is so admirable. Yes, I love this book. It's broken down into 4 different parts. I mean, you go in deep with epigenetics and just, first, how the start of medical thinking, and then the age of vaccine and antibiotics, and then going into birth development, the expression of the genetic theory of life, disease, and death, and then into the biochemistry of nutrition and epigenetics. I mean, folks, if you're into reading and you want to get like nonfiction type information,
this is nonfiction.
That's the book to get.
Yeah, although medical doctors may think in their minds that it is fiction because they were never taught the truth. They were only given how to make people feel better, which is not a bad thing in its own right. Okay, we're going to relieve your pain, but they should have gone step number 2 to get rid of the disease. but all they did was get rid of the pain, and they gave them the same prescription every year for 20, 30 years, and then they would die. And in some cases, in 2 years, they had to have a double hip replacement or back surgery or liver transplant or heart transplant, all kind of stuff, which is all totally unnecessary if they'd have gone the next step when they gave them the pain relievers and gave them the nutrition to, and get them off all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens. Just because people have been eating it for 1,000 years doesn't mean it's good.
Well, and food has evolved so much, even in the last 50 years. It's gone from having a little bit of nutrition to no nutrition.
Oh, you said that so well.
We definitely need to be intentional in what we put in our mouths and what we put in our bodies, so that we can give our bodies a fighting chance to be able to have a life that is not just surviving, but thriving and optimal. Well, Dr. Wallach, we have so many hands up right now, but I just want to make sure and remind everybody that you are asking or watching Ask Doc Live. This program is being sponsored by AskDocLive.com, but we want to make sure that if somebody specifically invited you to this program, that you get back with them with questions in regards to getting the protocol that either Dr. Wallach mentioned for you, or if you're listening, whether you're here live with us or watching the replay, get with the person that invited you to watch this program. They have a special way of ordering, and since they have a vested interest in sharing this information, I mean, they cared enough. They cared enough, and let's just leave it at that. So, everybody, thank you so much again for joining us. Thank you so much, Nasima, for covering as I was going through a little bit of trying to figure out what was going on with this computer gremlin. We want to go to the first hand, Dr. Wallach, and that is Deborah. Deborah, go ahead and unmute yourself, my dear. You are on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, Deborah. How can we help you?
Hi, Becca. This is my son, Philip. He is
Hi,
30.
Philip.
Hi.
He's 38 years old, weighs 121 pounds. He's 5'10". And I want to give an update and then get some help with an issue that we still have. He has had really, his legs were very heavy and weighty when he would get out of bed first thing in the morning, take a while of walking before his leg would feel better, a little stiff. And then he had a hematuria. He had a bladder infection, which he got antibiotics for, and that kind of got better, but they said his bladder was stressed. And he's had cravings of sweets. He has had a diagnosis of osteoporosis. So you had put him on the heart and brain pack, which he's been taking, and the MSM, the Sweeties, the colloidal collagen peptide, and the D3. So he's taking those. And so he's getting better. He walks much better now, just a little stiffness yet still. He's off the bad foods as much as he can.
Question. Okay. Now, is Philip drop dead avoiding gluten? Is he staying away from? No. Well, that's why he's okay. Well, that's why he still has problems. If he wants to get better, he's got to gather up all the gluten in his life and give it to his doctor. Give the doctor the gluten and let the doctor eat it. No breakfast of champions, no Wheaties, no oatmeal, no flour tortillas, no spaghetti, no chicken noodle soup. He can have chicken rice soup. He's got to eat like an Asian. If you want to add 25 to 50 health years to your life and recover in 90 days, then do what I say. Now, if you don't mind being miserable for the rest of your life and shorten your life, then just keep eating gluten. Hang around people that eat gluten. We get cross-contaminated in the food preparation surfaces. We get cross-contaminated in the laundry. Okay, and so this is life and death stuff. And the fact that you've had some improvement says that some of it is getting through, but you have some intestinal damage here. Your intestines, when they're opened up at surgery or at autopsy, they should look like a shag rug. They should have all those villi, the finger-like villi sticking up. But when you're eating gluten or contact gluten even once a month, those villi shrink and go away in your intestines. Now, when they cut it open, it looks like a plastic tube. You lose 98% of the absorptive surface. It doesn't matter how much of these nutrients you're taking, you're only going to absorb 2%. Okay, so that's your problem here. Okay, and so you got to stick with the supplement program. I don't even like to call it a supplement program. It's not a supplement program. It's the life program. Okay, it's the specific factors. I like to call them specific factors necessary for maximum life. If you want to add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life, you want to avoid surgery in the future. You got to get rid of any association. Excuse me, any association with wheat, brown, or rye oats. Okay.
And thank you, Dr. Wallach. And then the biggest issue we're having, well, one of the issues is with his eyes, he has bulging on the sides of his
Yes.
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been
Yeah.
using,
That's because he has osteoporosis of the skull. Philip, do you have any ringing or whooshing or buzzing in your ears?
you had some ringing, right?
I haven't had any of those yet lately.
He has had some ringing in the ears.
Yeah, you have to tell me truthfully. So your mom here says you got ringing in the ears. That's called tinnitus. That's osteoporosis of the skull squeezing the auditory branch of the eighth cranial nerve. If you have balance problems, it's called vertigo. That's your skull squeezing the vestibular branch of the eighth cranial nerves. And then when do you have anything going on in your wrists or your hands, any like carpal tunnel syndrome or shoulders or neck?
My arm gets stiff and then sometimes I have to crack it. Oh,
Okay. Now, are you talking about your elbows, your shoulders? What are we talking about?
Elbow.
Elbows. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You have osteoporosis of the skull. Squeezing your spinal cord is coming out of the back of your skull. Okay. That's why you have those issues. Do you have anything going on with your heart? Have you ever had an irregular heartbeat?
No.
AFib,
Actually,
tachycardia, fast heart rate?
No.
No? Okay, good. Do you ever have stomach issues? Any, like reflux, belching, burping, bloating, hiccups, anything like that?
No hiccups.
He's had a few little stomach issues.
Okay, like belching and burping, that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
reflux maybe. Yeah. Yeah. That's called, let's see here. This is caused by the 10th cranial nerve being squeezed by the skull when you have osteoporosis of the skull. Okay. And it's one of those things where that 10th cranial nerve, the vagus nerve, and doctors say, we need to put that tube down your throat here because you may have ulcers. Okay. Because you got pain in your stomach and reflux and all that kind of stuff. And so, again, this is caused by osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the 10th cranial nerve. So do you have receding gums or loose teeth?
Teeth issues, yes.
Okay.
Had a lot of those cavities over the years. Yes, huge.
Did Philip have to go to the orthodontist and have braces put on his teeth?
Not braces, but we've had a couple of implants.
Okay, yeah. He's got osteoporosis of the skull. You have to appreciate your jaw and your facial bones are part of your skull. He has massive osteoporosis of the skull, and that's why he's having all these issues. And they go back to when you're a teenager, okay? And so, of course, all the doctors and dentists and everybody, they're getting their piece and insurance is paying and they're happy. They're doing all their little procedures, but they're not telling you to get off all the bad foods and take the 90 essential nutrients and the MSM and the collagen peptides and the vitamin D3. And you wouldn't be where you're at now if they'd have done that 30 years ago. Okay.
Is there anything specifically directly we can do for the bulging of the eyes? Because his tear ducts, he doesn't have all his tear ducts. He never did. And the ones he had were plugged up. And so he gets that, that kind of like an infection looks like in his eyes.
Well, as soon as you get on, get rid of all the bad foods and get on the stuff regularly. Now, if you want some anti-inflammatory stuff, he can take 3 of the Fucoid Z twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. If he prefers a liquid, he could take an ounce of the Z Radical twice a day. And that'll relieve a lot of the swelling and inflammation. But you got to repair the skull so the openings that all the nerves and the spinal cord go through open up again. When you have osteoporosis of the skull, it goes from being 1/4 of an inch thick, which is normal, to an inch thick. And all those holes that the 12 pairs of cranial nerves go through and the spinal cord goes through, they fill up. And so they put pressure on the spinal cord and put pressure on the nerves. That's why he has all these problems.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Dr. Wallach.
Give the gluten to the doctor
All right.
because we
Thank
love you so much, Doc. We want you to have this.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, let us hear from you every,
Alright.
say, 2 weeks to 30 days, okay?
Okay, thanks, Doc.
Hmm.
All right, Deborah and Philip, thank you so much for coming on. And I look forward to hopefully meeting you as I come to Arizona with pharmacist Ben, April 9th. So
Wow.
everybody mark your calendars. April 9th, pharmacist Ben and I will be in Arizona in the Phoenix area. And Dr. Wallach, we're going to be bringing you as soon as you want to get out there. We're going to do it. We're going to go on tour. So everybody, make sure that you are staying tuned for that, and you can make sure that you are connected and getting information about all that we have going on at AskDocLive.com. There is a way that you can subscribe to our newsletter and make sure that you stay connected as well. So Dr. Wallach, let's go to the next hand that is up. And forgive me, I hope I say this correctly, but Jaya, go ahead and unmute yourself. If you're able to come on camera with us, that would be fabulous as well.
Hi,
There you are. Good morning.
good morning. How
Welcome
are
to
you?
Ask Doc Live.
Hi.
You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
Hi, how are you?
Okay,
Doc.
how can we help you?
I'm 27. I'm down 30 pounds, so I'm at 260 right now.
Okay,
Um,
how tall?
I'm 5'5".
Okay, 5'5" for a lady. I'd like to see about 140. So you're 120 pounds overweight. We can get rid of that weight very quickly for you.
Okay, cool. I actually have PCOS, and I also have keratoconus in my eyes.
Okay, PCOS, what's that?
That's polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Oh, well, no wonder I didn't know. It's a girly thing.
It's a girly thing, yeah. And I do believe that's attributed to a lot of the weight that I have had. Recently they just put me on birth control for that, which I think that probably mixed with all the fasting we do at church is kind of how I've lost 30 pounds.
Okay, all right. So let's go here. When people are overweight, it's because they have a behavior called pica. They eat and they eat and they eat and they eat. They eat a meal and a half hour later, you're still hungry. That's because you're deficient in certain minerals. Mineral deficiencies will cause this behavior, pica. You can look it up. Ask Siri. Just if you have Siri on your phone, say, Siri, what is pica? What is pica? P-I-C-A, and it'll tell you. It's a overeating behavior based on nutritional deficiencies, okay? Your body's saying, eat, come on, eat. And you're eating calories, but you're not getting that one nutrient your body's looking for. So you get pica, P-I-C-A, okay? Then, and then, so I want you to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no barley, no sugar. You cannot have one cheat day per month. Okay, you gotta stay away. This is stay away forever. Everybody in the household, so there's no cross-contamination in the food preparation surfaces and the no cross-contamination in the laundry and so on. And then I want you to have one of our keto shakes. It's not to add to your meal. It's one keto shake a day. Doesn't have to be the same meal every day, but it's a meal replacer. Okay. And so instead of having 3 full meals, you'll have 2 meals and the keto meal. Okay. It's a keto shake. I think there's 2 flavors, strawberry and chocolate, I think.
Right.
And then we also want you to use 2 of our Rebound sports drinks at the same meal you're using the keto shake in. Okay. It has 100 nutrients in it, and that's going to help you find that nutrient you're missing was because you eat so much. You'll lose a half pound to 2 pounds a day. Then at 260 pounds, I want you to start out with, if finances are not a problem, 3 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. If finances are an issue, don't go any lower than 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month, okay? A minimum of a full dose of everything twice a day. Then I want you also to have 2 bottles a month of our MSM. So you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 dinner time. And they will support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between your vertebrae, bone, makes your bone itself, skin, walls of your intestines, your lung, your trachea, your jaw, everything, you know, that has to do with connective tissue, okay?
Mhm.
That's the collagen peptides and the MSM. Don't forget vitamin D3. Take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And let's see here. Do you have any diabetes or high blood pressure?
No.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, let's start out there. Okay, and call us every couple of weeks because you're going to have a great story. Your story is going to help a lot of people, and it's toll free, so it doesn't cost you anything to call. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and you pronounce your name
Jaya.
Jaya. Jaya.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Well, God bless you, dear, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Okay, because you're going to have a great story.
Oh, thank you.
God bless. Beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Awesome, Jaya, and I'm glad that I had it right. So get back with me. Somebody will make sure that you get the products that you need.
Okie doke.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. You know, there's so much that we can do on our own in order to make sure that we have intentional nutrition. It's
Yeah, God gave us everything we need. Now, if you think about it, in the old days, we didn't have all these problems. Why was that? Well, up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, on Pearl Street in New York City, in the bluff overlooking the construction of the Brooklyn Bridge, where Thomas Edison and Jonathan Leeds pulled the switch on the first commercial electric generating plants, there was no electricity. There was wood for fuel in the fireplaces and the stove, and there was wood ashes left over when you burn the wood, and the wood ashes were 98% minerals that the tree had sucked up out of the ground and only 2 or 3% carbon. We put them in the gardens, and the carrots and cucumbers and radishes and onions and cauliflower and all that stuff would suck up the minerals. You'd eat those vegetables out of the garden, you get your minerals that way. And once we had electricity by 1900, we had 40 new diseases that doctors called genetic diseases because they'd never seen them before. They're just simple nutritional deficiency diseases, okay, because we weren't putting wood ashes in our gardens anymore because it's all electricity. And that started the downward spiral for human health. Electricity has killed more people than all the wars in the world put together in the history of the earth.
And that answers a lot, Dr. Wallach, because throughout my life, we have always had a garden. We lived in Phoenix, though. We did not burn firewood. We did not have ash to put into our stove, into our gardens from our stoves. And we put the fertilizer on the garden, and you know what those 3
NPK, nitrogen,
NPK.
phosphorus, potassium. Yep.
That's it. That's all that we were putting back into the ground that we were working, and everything looked big and beautiful. But that's all the plant needs. We as humans need more. And if the minerals are not in the soil, it's not there for the plants to bring up through the roots.
Yeah, plants cannot make minerals. Plants cannot make minerals. They can make vitamins. They can make vitamin C and B vitamins and vitamin A, beta carotene, all that kind of stuff, but they cannot make minerals.
No. And with it coming up on spring and in many areas, the ground is starting to unthaw. We're able to add stuff to our ground so that we can grow our food and plant it. We've got
It's called
those
blooming minerals.
Dr. Wallach. I
Yeah.
love those blooming minerals.
It has 78 minerals in it. We're very proud of that.
Yeah, and that comes in granular, and it also comes in liquid.
That's correct.
So is there a time, let's talk about those for just a minute. Is there a specific time that would be better to use the granular and a specific time for the liquid?
It just depends on how the individual wants to do it. If it's a small garden, the granules work perfectly. If it's a big, multi-acre thing, it's easier to use a spray, go up and down the rows on a vehicle or a scooter or something like that, or a tractor, and use the liquid. But if it's, 100 foot by 100 foot garden, or it's in a big 2 half barrels on your porch in your 5th floor of the apartment you're on, the blooming minerals are perfect.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. I know as I'm putting plants in the ground or seeds in the ground, I'm putting a couple granulars with them as well, just to make sure that I got that nutrition right there where their roots are going to be growing. So
very smart.
with that, let's go to our next hand that is up, Dr. Wallach, and we have Lexa. Lexa, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, Lexa. How can we help you?
Well, my 91-year-old mother's right here, and she is 170 pounds and 5'4". She's shrunk a little bit. She's having some memory difficulties.
Okay. Any other issues? Any diabetes or high blood
No.
pressure? Any
little-
arthritis?
A little bit of high blood pressure that she takes a lisinopril.
Okay. Okay. Any arthritis or joint problems?
Yes, in her hands.
Okay. So she has osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing the spinal cord as it comes out of the back of the skull. Does she complain about ringing of the ears or balance problems?
No,
Does she use a cane or a walker?
no, she is very
Okay.
strong, very stable.
Okay, good. Excellent. All right. So she weighs 170 pounds, correct?
Yes,
Okay, none of the bad foods. Everybody in the household, including you and the dog and the cat, and everybody in the household has got to be drop dead and rid of the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, butter, rhinos, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the extra virgin olive oil has to go. Okay. If you own an olive tree and you pull the olive off the tree and eat it right there, that's okay. But you can't be using olive oil out of a bottle or a tube or something like that, or a can that's been sitting in a warehouse for a year and a half in the heat of the summer and all that kind of stuff. It oxidizes and turns into bad stuff. Okay. And then I want her at 170 pounds to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month. 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of everything twice a day. I want her also to have, I'd go with 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 dinner. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between her vertebrae, bone makes bone itself. Then I want her also to take the collagen peptides, take a scoop of that with her breakfast drink and a scoop of that with her evening drink. And then specifically for the memory stuff, I want her to take the Memory FX. She can take 2 doses of that a day. She can take the de-stress capsules, take 3 of those twice a day. And then I also want her to have the Synaptive. She could take 3 of those twice a day. She needs 3 eggs twice a day with soft yolks. Is she on any statin drugs to lower cholesterol?
thank God, no.
Okay, good. So no statin drugs, but she needs 3 eggs with soft yolks at breakfast and 3 eggs with soft yolks for dinner time. I had my 3 eggs with soft yolks this morning. I had tuna fillets that were steamed, cooked by steaming them. I had my 2 4-ounce things of gluten-free and sugar-free yogurt. I had a small sweet potato, about, I guess, the volume of a teacup, okay, with butter on it, and our salt, our pink Himalayan salt, and on my eggs also, and all my supplements. And I did have some peppermint tea also. So that was my breakfast this morning on a Friday morning. Okay. And some mornings I'll have gluten-free pizza with that tuna or a hamburger added on top. Okay. But it's tuna, it's a gluten-free pizza with 4 cheeses and 8 vegetables. But you got to make sure that there's no pastrami or pepperoni or ham or bacon or, none of those meats on there. And so, you can play around with it a little bit as long as everything's gluten-free, and the grandkids will love it. Oh, grandma's having pizza for breakfast. Let's go to grandma's.
Good. And I'm so glad to write down all of this about the gluten. I know it's important. We need to get back onto that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's
All
toll free.
right.
Give us a call. Give us a call every couple of weeks. What's grandma's name?
Nita, Nita.
Nita. Okay, Nita. We look forward to hearing from you in a couple of weeks. God bless you, dear.
Thank you.
You
God
too.
bless you too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Lexa and Nita. We are so glad that you were able to come on with us today. So Dr. Wallach, we've got 6 minutes before we are at the top of the hour. Let's
Okay,
go to the next hand that
Okay.
is up. And Tom, go ahead and, oh, hold on.
Tom?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get you, things pop around. Now you might be able to unmute.
Yeah, I'm unmuted. Not muted.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. Welcome to Ask Doc Live. You're on live.
Thank you for taking the call. Doc, I have two problems, and I'll do the first one, which is my wife. If you have time for the second one, that's fine. She's 70 years old. She's 160 pounds,
Okay,
5'5".
okay,
And she's had virtually no thyroid since the early 20s because they put her on radioactive iodine, which killed the thyroid, and she's been on Synthroid since the last 50 years almost.
okay,
She has gray hair.
okay,
She has a hearing loss, complete mid-range left ear. She has she's lost the membrane in the knee that separates the joint in her left leg, so it's bone on bone. And they diagnosed it originally as possibly arthritis, but then they came back and said it might be RA. She has a general body pain all the time, all over her body. And the specialist said she believed it was RA or lupus, but her numbers were very low.
okay, stop. Did she ever complain about ringing in the ears or buzzing or roaring or anything like that?
No,
Okay, good. Does she have a vertigo or balance problem?
no,
Okay, good. All right. I still think she probably has osteoporosis of the skull, and that would account for, you said she had a hearing issue?
yes,
Okay,
left ear mid-range.
okay. And white hair has nothing to do with age. White, gray, and silver hair is due to a nutritional deficiency. And that same deficiency can cause ruptured aneurysms in the aorta and ruptured aneurysms in the brain. So we need to deal with that very quickly. And her hair color will come back. She'll look like she's 30 years old. This joint stuff, when you have bone-to-bone stuff in your joint and the doctor says it's not arthritis, you know, this doctor needs to have his license taken away and he needs to go to jail, okay? So here we go. None of the bad foods, no fried. You and she and everybody else living in the household, the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no butter, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. You know, the diet ones got to go because they interfere with the utilization of nutrients, okay? What should I say? They neutralize stomach acid, which is necessary for digestion and so forth. She also needs 160 pounds. I want her to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. She needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 with dinner. They're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone, breaks your bone itself. And then she needs the collagen peptides. She can take a scoop of that in her morning drink and a scoop of that in her evening drink. And then because she has a thyroid issue, I want her to have 3 of her Ocean's Gold at breakfast and 3 at dinner time. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And from the other Ocean, 3 of our Fucoid Z at breakfast and 3 at dinner time. That's going to support her thyroid, even though, you know, they gave her radioactive iodine or whatever it was. Also, let's see here. I want her to, I think, okay. Yeah, this is going to be a miracle for her. All right. I think they're waiting until, you know, the kid is ready to graduate college or something like that. And then they'll suddenly now her knee will require a replacement. Okay. And they don't feel bad about doing that because there's insurance, it'll pay for it. Okay, but let's get rid of her problem now. Of course, we have toll-free numbers, so it won't cost you anything to call me every 2 weeks. Okay, second question.
It's for myself. I'm 78. I'm 200 pounds, actually 199, 198, but and I'm 6'3". Of course, I got gray hair. I have a hearing loss in my left ear, no ringing. I have lost I've lost some eyesight in my left eye, so it can only be corrected to 20/30, but that's because the visual acuity is not there to be able to make it any better.
Okay, do you have any diabetes or high blood pressure?
No,
Okay, do you have any joint problems or back problems?
no,
Okay, good. Do you have any skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, or psoriasis?
no,
Okay, good. All right.
I
And
have
you weigh,
just one thing, weigh, about 200 pounds, but one other thing, I have intermittent hiccups
okay. You have
and
osteoporosis of the skull.
I
Okay,
have
this is
allergies.
hiccups. Okay, stop. Hiccups are caused by the recurrent branch of the 10th cranial nerve being squeezed by the skull. And that's why you get the intermittent hiccups. You get in a certain position, it'll squeeze that nerve and you start getting hiccups. How long do they last? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a half hour? But
20 or 30 minutes.
yeah, okay,
After
yeah,
seconds,
that's
seconds, 20 or 30 seconds. It goes away pretty fast. But
okay.
it
So just
reoccurs maybe an hour later or so.
okay. All right. So here we go. Again, you need to be on the same diet your mama's on. Okay, absolutely. Absolutely no, or I'm sorry, your wife. Okay. So absolutely, you need to be off the same food. So that's gonna be good for you and she, because you both have to stay away from all the bad foods. No fried food, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, bran, rye, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. Then you need 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of thing twice a day. You need 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And they will support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone, makes your bone itself. And then you need to take the collagen peptides, get the big canister of that, take a scoop of that in your breakfast drink and a scoop of the collagen peptides in your dinner drink. Don't forget vitamin D3, 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And then because you have kind of a hearing issue and an eye issue, this is caused again by osteoporosis of the skull. I want you to take an anti-inflammatory, okay? The anti-inflammatory can be something like the Fucoid Z. Take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. Also, I would take the Vision FX. Go ahead and take 3 of those twice a day. It's 2 bottles a month. And then let's see here. Why don't you go for our zinc? Get our zinc lozenges. Get 2 of the small bottles and take one. I only weigh 142, and I take one of those lozenges for breakfast, one for dinner time, and that'll help reduce inflammation and swelling. Okay, and then call us every couple of weeks. It's toll free, so it costs you nothing to call us, and we'll walk you through this. You're going to have a great story for your wife and yourself.
Thank you.
You bet.
All right, thank you so much, Tom. Now, Dr. Wallach, we are at the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. And we will be right back. But before I go, I want to make sure that everybody knows that we want to make this a safe place. So if you are on here, make sure that you get back with the person that invited you. They have a vested interest in making sure that you are getting the nutrition that you need to achieve optimal health and help you with any type of challenges that you may be experiencing. But most of all, it's not about just overcoming challenges. Let's maintain good health. Let's make sure that we are able to look at tomorrow and have excitement for getting old. I know I am now, but it's not always been that way. So everybody get up and stretch. Make sure you fill up your cup. You want to stay hydrated. If you've got minerals, put a splash of minerals in there. If you don't, get with the person that invited you to this program and order some plant-derived minerals to make sure that you're getting at least the minerals all day long. We'll be right back with Ask Doc Live. All right, everybody, thank you so much for sticking around with us. I'm so excited to see people on here from all around the world, Canada, Mexico, Nigeria, the UK, here in the United States. And that just goes to prove that the importance of nutrition. And I think Jamaica also, as I just saw a name that I was familiar with, that it's not, nutrition is just not something that's important for 1 or 2 people, 1 or 2 demographics. It's important for everybody because everybody matters. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that you are worth the investment in nutrition. that is going to help you have an optimal life, both mentally and physically, which without physical health, it's a little harder to have mental health as well. So again, I want to make sure that you get back with the person that invited you to this program. If nobody invited you to this program and you found out about us through our newsletter or through an advertisement, if you got an email, you can reply back to that email, or you can go to askdoclive.com, use the contact us, and one of our certified holistic health coaches will get back with you. Or we do have a call team that is standing by at 855-949-7234. Now that is only for people who have never, ever ordered any type of longevity product before and have not, especially have not spoken to somebody in regards to the nutrition that we are sharing with you today. So Dr. Wallach, welcome back. Let's go to the next hand that is up.
Okay.
And we have the pastor's wife. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Ask Doc Live.
Yeah, well, I'm just calling with, I have a question, but before that, I have a wonderful update. I spoke with you 2 months ago. I was having issues with fibroids and I had pain in my back. Also had the ovarian cyst. I have no pain. The bleeding is almost, back to where it was before I had the fibroids. So that was immediately put under control. I do still feel the presence of the fibroids, so they have not, dissipated and passed through my body as of yet, but I do not have any pain. My husband, who's also on this health journey with me, he's gluten-free as well. His hair had literally just turned completely white. And since this 60 days that we've been on this journey, his hair color is coming back. So I've heard you
now, isn't that amazing?
I've heard you say it numerous times, but literally, his hair is turning black again. My daughters, of course, I have children in the house. And so the three of them are, one is gluten-free along with us, and the other two are not. But my daughters, they were having, I would say they would just pop Advil like it was candy every time they were having their menstrual cycle. And now they're no longer taking Advil. So they have no pain during the menstrual cycle. So everybody is experiencing results. I cannot put them out as of yet. I have one daughter who's a baker, so clearly that is a gluten problem in here, but I do have young adults.
Okay, see, it does cause problems in the laundry. Okay, she's putting her bakery clothes in the laundry, and then you wash your clothes in the next wash in the same washer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you really should run an empty cycle.
Okay.
But, with soap in it and some bleach and everything before you put your clothes in there.
Yeah. Okay. So my husband, had been complaining, over the years about ringing in the ears.
Osteoporosis of the skull.
Right. So he's taking the Osteo FX. Is there something else that he should be taking
Well, he needs more than that. He needs, how much does he weigh?
So that's a question that I don't have the answer to. I'm not sure how much he weighs.
Is a big fella? Is he weigh 300?
No,
okay, so let's say weighs somewhere between 175 and 200 pounds kind of thing. Okay, so he needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month.
Okay.
2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything twice a day. Then he needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so he can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 dinner time.
Okay.
Then he needs one of the large canisters of the collagen peptides, a scoop of that with his breakfast drink and a scoop of the evening drink. He needs 2 bottles a month of the vitamin D3, so he can take 3 twice a day. And then, does he have any health complaints?
Not other than the ringing. No.
Yeah, okay. Now that'll go away because it has osteoporosis of the skull. It's called tinnitus when you have ringing in the ears, called tinnitus. And it can be really aggravating. And you have to appreciate, I love it when people say, well, what should he take? It's kind of like saying, okay, I have all these problems going on in my life. Which page in the Bible should I read? That would be a similar question in Bible terms, right? Which
Right.
page should I read? I'm not gonna read the whole Bible. I just read one page. Give me one page. Okay, no.
Right. Yeah, well, he's taking that. So the MSM is what we need to incorporate. So he was literally taking everything, not everything I was taking that you prescribed,
Hmm.
but most of what I was taking.
Yeah, he doesn't, he doesn't need the Xerafem.
Right. So really quickly, so I can get off and not
Mhm.
dominate the time, I want to ask about a friend of mine. Her dad is having a problem. So he's 80 years old. He weighs 220 pounds. He's 5'11", and his bile duct is blocked by a tumor that is impeding the flow of bile, which is making him jaundice.
Mhm.
The tumor may be touching the duodenum, I believe is how you pronounce that,
Mhm. Mhm.
the pancreas and the bile duct. And the marker liver count is 4,500, which indicates pancreatic cancer. So on Monday, he's scheduled for a procedure to unblock the bile duct and take a biopsy of the pancreas. So
Mhm.
what recommendation?
Okay, well, when he gets done with all that and he gets back home, okay, or if he may stay in the hospital for what?
Well, actually, he was at the hospital, and I guess he's not. They discharged him, so he's
Yeah, but if he can do those procedures, he's got to go back to the hospital.
Right.
Yeah, okay. And so basically, he also needs to have what we call the gallbladder in a bottle. It's our ultimate enzymes. You could take 2 of those, say 5 to 10 minutes for each meal.
Okay.
So he'll go through a big bottle of our ultimate enzyme. It's called the gallbladder in a bottle because we have bile in it from cows' gallbladders from the slaughterhouse. And your bile actually absorbs stuff in the intestines so that you can absorb it back into the body. It's just to get nutrition into your body, the bile. That's what it does.
Okay.
Okay, the fat soluble vitamins, the essential fatty acids, all that kind of stuff requires bile to get into the body from the intestines. So it has a very, very important role to play in nutrition. So whether they decide to take his gallbladder out or just open up the gallbladder bile duct or what they're going to do, he can do a lot for himself by taking those 2 or 3 of the ultimate enzymes, say 5 to 10 minutes for each meal with a couple ounces of water. Okay.
Okay.
That'll solve a lot of problems.
Okay.
Now, and yeah, I do need to know if that thing going on in his pancreas and liver and all that kind of stuff is, if in fact, is it a cancerous tumor?
Okay.
Okay. So they'll, if they're going to do a procedure, which means they're going to either do a biopsy or take it out or whatever.
Yes, they're going to do a
Okay.
biopsy.
Okay. All right. And so then when they get the results, we need to know the results. Okay. So in the meantime, we got him started on something that's not going to interfere with healing or cause anything bad to happen, but it's going to support his immune system. And, here's a case where he would be a perfect person to get to set the truth about nutrition, the book and the DVD and the CD, because most men since high school, they've read and they've gone to classes and all this kind of stuff about how to make their car work properly and how to maintain their car, but they don't do the same thing for themselves. Okay. And so we have to pay attention to the details because we're a complex organism. Okay. We have a liver and lungs and heart, and we have kidneys. And does he have any high blood pressure or diabetes?
Yeah, see, those things I don't know. And so, next week, I was trying to invite her so she can come on and she can, elaborate more.
Okay. Okay, good. Good. Okay. Well, let's go there. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Wallach.
Well, God bless you, dear.
God bless you.
Thank you.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. Now, Dr. Wallach, I have a question that's coming in from Melanie. And I don't know if Melanie's on here with us or not, but she's calling in regards to a female who's 55 years old, 5'6", says the weight is probably 350 to 460, has a diagnosis of MS. Symptoms include slurred speech, can't walk, can't write, left hand shakes, and is itchy.
Okay, well, this is actually quite simple. Does she have any
So
diabetes?
yes, she is here. She is here. I don't know with slurred speech if it is her, if she wants to come on or not. So
Okay.
Yeah, Rebecca, she has trouble talking, so she'd like you to talk for her.
Okay.
No
Does she have
problem.
does she have diabetes or high blood pressure?
She says no to diabetes.
High blood pressure?
I'm not, and no high blood pressure.
Okay, good. All right. So she needs to get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods. Everybody in the family, the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, spouse, caregiver, everybody's got to be drop dead gluten-free, no wheat, butter, and oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet ones got to go because they neutralize stomach acid. And then at 460, let's start her out with
360.
okay, well, you gave me a range. Okay,
So I was
360.
350 to 360.
Okay. All right. So she needs 3 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 with dinner. They're going to support and promote maintenance, repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between a vertebrae, bone, makes your bone itself. I want her to also take 1 meal a day, one of her 3 or 4 meals a day. I want her to take our keto shake and 3 of our rebound sports drinks. Now, they're going to replace a meal. These are not to add to a meal, but these are going to replace a meal. Her other 2 meals, okay, are going to be, as we said, none of the bad foods. She needs to eat like an Asian. She can have rice, she can have sweet potatoes, she can have fish, she can have gluten-free pizza, all that kind of stuff. She can have poultry, she can have beef, but none of the bad foods. And then, like we already said, 3 of the healthy brain and heart packs, 2 of the ultimate, excuse me, of the MSM. Get the large canister of the collagen peptides. Take a scoop of that with a breakfast drink and a scoop of that with her dinner drink. Because she has the MS, she needs to eat 3 eggs twice a day. She cannot have any statin drug. Got to stop statin drugs. Get rid of the statin drugs if she's on statin drugs, because your brain is 75% cholesterol. Okay, so she needs the cholesterol in her brain. So she needs 3 eggs with soft yolks, not fried, not hard boiled, but soft yolks at breakfast and at dinner time. So it'd be 6 to 9 a day, which a minimum of 6. She could go as high as 9 if she wants. I want her also to take, let's see here, de-stress capsules. She can take 3 of those 3 times a day. It's 3 bottles a month. And then I want her to take Synaptive. I want her to take 3 of those 3 times a day, maybe 3 bottles a month of the Synaptive for her MS. And then she'll lose about a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. So realistically, 5, 6, I want to see her weigh about 150. If she weighs, you say she weighs 360, get her down to 150, 160, she got to lose 200 pounds. Okay, so we're looking seriously at maybe 6 months that she'll lose a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. And then how long does she have to stay on this program? Well, how long does she have to stay on oxygen? How long does she have to stay on water? Forever. Okay, otherwise within 6 months' time, she'll be right back to where she was. And so we have to make sure that she can absorb the nutrients. You got to make sure she's getting all the nutrients. They're not in the food. So you got to make sure that you're getting them by a program, which we call, special factors. Okay. Special factors. I don't like to say supplement because supplement means, well, you're getting plenty of vitamin C, but why don't you take a little bit more? No, that's not how this works. So this is a special a special fraction, okay, factors, special factors required for health and maintenance and so forth. And this will be for the rest of her life. Now, there's no reason why she can't live to be 100 years old if she does everything right. But she's going to have to, you know, pay attention and work at this. Right now, you say she's what, 55?
Yes, 55.
Yeah.
And she did say that the only pharmaceutical that she's on is naproxen. So fortunately, she doesn't have to fight with those other things and what the damage that they're doing.
Okay, good. All right. So does this, she taking it for blood pressure? What's she taking it for?
I think naproxen might be for pain.
Okay.
I know that's one of the ones they had me on.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, well, the pain will go away very quickly. And so if she wants to, she can add our CM cream topically to her knees or her hips or her neck or her shoulders or elbows, wherever she has that kind of joint pain. But
She mentioned she's on it for headaches.
oh, for headaches. Okay. Well, very quickly, since she's got osteoporosis, you know, she probably has osteoporosis of the skull contributing to this MS symptoms. Let's just keep her on that until for a while. Okay. But at any rate, call me every couple of weeks. Let me know how she's doing. We'll walk you guys through this. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Melanie. Let's go ahead and go to the next hand that is up.
Okay.
And we have Mark. Mark, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with Dr. Wallach.
All right. I can't hear
Hi,
anything
Mark.
on my laptop.
We can hear
Hi, can you hear me,
you.
doctor? Okay. My dad is
No, I can't hear that.
Oh, I can barely hear you, Mark. So there's an option in your laptop that you should be able to turn up the mic volume. As you're looking for that, I'm going to go to the next caller and then we'll come right back to you. Okay, Mark?
Question for
Okay.
Mark. Because when you signed on, it looked like you joined audio with your phone. So if you have something that you just touched that made noise in the microphone, so if you have earbuds or something like that attached to your computer.
Or have your phone, make sure it's close to your mouth.
good. Is everybody talking to me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Can you hear him better now, Doc?
Yes.
Whoa, let me see here. Okay, is this gonna work?
Yes.
Yes, go
So
ahead,
what's
Mark.
your problem?
Okay, my dad's 89. He's 140 pounds. He's 5'5". I know he's gluten intolerant. So I'll talk to you one more time. But, he's got macular degeneration.
Mark, I don't know if you're tapping your phone or moving your phone around. If you could just hold it still, please, that would be fabulous.
Okay. So
Okay. Does he
Did you
have
get
anything
that?
else? But does he have anything more than macular degeneration? Does he have high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, back pain, loose teeth? I mean, what's going on here?
yeah, high blood pressure, diverticulitis, glaucoma.
Glaucoma. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, let's see here. Diverticulitis is a gluten issue. Okay. And so, did he have his appendix out? Do you know, as a kid?
Yes.
Okay, that's a gluten issue. Okay. Yeah. So he's had gluten issues, you know, since he's a kid. And so this is his basic underlying problem here. So you got to get rid of all the bad foods: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no rhinos, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet one's got to go. And then at 140 pounds with all his issues, I'd have him take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, full dose everything twice a day, 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So he can take 3 at breakfast, fit lunch, or dinner time, and they will support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between the vertebrae, bone makes the bone itself. He needs to take, let's see here, 2 bottles a month of our Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, and they will support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow through blocked arteries. But don't let him cold turkey off his medication. But as his blood pressure begins to drop, he can slowly reduce his medication. Okay. The macular degeneration and the glaucoma, those are obviously two eye issues. And the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets, which deals with the high blood pressure, will also help with the pressure in the eye, okay, with the glaucoma, okay. And also, we need the, let's see here, I'd also have them take the Vision FX. You could take 3 of those twice a day. That'll help. But getting rid of all the bad stuff and taking these things to help rebuild the skull, because you got osteoporosis of the skull, is going to take the pressure off the optic nerve, the optic artery, and the optic vein. And then he needs an anti-inflammatory, and I'd have him go with 3 twice a day of the Fucoid Z capsules, and that will really calm things down in his brain as well as in the eye. And call us every couple of weeks, because you're going to have a great, great, great testimony with this guy. The hair color will come back if he's got gray hair. Hair color comes back very quickly. Okay.
All
Thanks,
right,
Doctor.
thank you, Mark. Now, let's go to the next hand, Dr. Wallach, because we've got a few hands up here. And we have Tanya. Try to get here to her.
Is it Tanya or Tanya?
Tanya. Tanya, go ahead and unmute yourself if you don't mind.
Okay, thank you. And yes, I answer to both, Doc. First, can I say thank you because of you? I did win the Better Health Challenge, and I do have incredible health now. Releasing
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And because of that, my mom actually decided to join me. And so she gave me a bad time that losing 60 pounds in 6 months would be too dangerous. And she's dropped 65 in 4.5. So,
Good
yes.
girl.
And you did help me with my dad and the cancer he was struggling with. So he did get an all clear on the lung cancer. So thank you.
Oh, congratulations.
Mhm.
So you got to be one of God's angels to help so many people.
Yes, she is.
Yes, thank you. So I do have a cousin though that is very dear to me, and we've been working on supporting her. She has struggled with liver issues in the past. She is very healthy though. I would say 115, 120 pounds. She is about 65 and has always been very slender, very healthy. However, she does struggle with the liver, and she
Okay,
for
stop.
the last 4
Stop. We're talking about fatty liver, cirrhosis of the liver, gallstones. I mean, what are we talking about?
her doctor has been monitoring for increased liver issue, like the enzymes, or I don't
Enzymes.
know
Mhm.
exactly. It's just been elevated liver concerns. There's been no diagnosis. It's just watching that. And then the last 4 years, she's developed this burning mouth. And everything I've done to help her it's just, I don't know how to help her. I don't even understand where the burning mouth or the acidic
Okay.
mouth is.
Okay, well, you have to appreciate there's 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Okay, one of them is called the glossopharyngeal nerve. Okay, it deals with swallowing and also the tongue and the inside of the mouth. Okay, now if that's being squeezed by the skull, you get burning in the mouth, and you can have trouble swallowing, uncomfortable swallowing, and choking while you're trying to talk and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so you have to ask her, does she have any ringing in her ears? Does she have any balance problems? You have to ask her those questions.
And
she may not.
Yeah, and she says no, but she is noticing that her memory, she's concerned about memory because the words are just not there like they used to be.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay. So, you know the drill. She got to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no rhinos, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. All that's got to go. And then at 120 pounds, I want her to have 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. She needs to get another bottle of our selenium. So she could take 3 twice a day. Our selenium, not Walgreens selenium, but our selenium with the 5 cofactors in there. Then she needs the collagen peptide. She can take a scoop of that with her breakfast drink and a scoop of that with her dinner drink. I also want her to have, let's see here, vitamin D3, I think I said, 3 of those twice a day, 2 bottles a month. I also want her to have our Fucoid Z. She could take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. That's anti-inflammatory and support the immune system. And then I want her to take our, what we call the gallbladder in a bottle. It's our ultimate enzyme. She could take 2 of those, say 10 minutes before each meal with a couple ounces of water. She'll require a couple bottles a month to pull that off. And basically, it's called the gallbladder in a bottle because it does contain bile. Okay, we collect the bile from the gallbladders of cattle that are killed in the slaughterhouse. And because bile is there for a reason. Okay, it absorbs nutrition from the intestines into the bloodstream so that your body can utilize them. Okay, fat soluble vitamins, healthy fatty acids, and so forth. All that's very, very important for not only liver metabolism, but every metabolism of every cell in the body. So that'll be very important for her, the healthy, let's see here, the healthy start
Brain and
pack.
heart pack?
Yeah, well, yeah, the brain and heart pack, we already did that, but she needs the ultimate enzymes. That's the word I was looking for. The ultimate enzymes. She needs the ultimate enzymes, 2 or 3 of those. And in the beginning, she may want to start out with 3, 5 or 10 minutes for each meal. And then after things get under control, she can drop it down to 2 for kind of a maintenance. Okay.
Okay.
But don't forget that extra bottle of selenium. Very, very important because the liver, selenium is to the liver as calcium is to bones.
Okay.
So the liver requires an enormous amount of selenium to do its job.
Perfect.
All
I
righty.
didn't realize that. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Really
most people don't know
appreciate
that. Doctors don't share that with you
Mhm.
because they got kids in college and tuition is due and they want you to have a liver problem so they can pay tuition. Come on, Wallach, it can't be that bad. All right, okay. Okay, keep us informed. It's toll free, doesn't cost you anything to call us to give us an update, okay? Okay, Tanya, thank you so much. Do you go Tanya or Tanya?
Tanya,
Tanya, okay.
but she answers to both. She's gives lots of grace and is wonderful in that way. So, all right. Thank you so much, Tanya. Now, Dr. Wallach, Jana has a question that she typed into the chat here. And she says her question is concerning eating beef. The last 5 to 7 years, she's had a huge intolerance to beef. And she's told that it's because of her blood type, which is A negative, plays a part in this. Is this accurate?
Well, what she needs to do is run as quickly as possible away from the person who told her that it's due to his blood type. That's crapola. Have you ever heard of the science of crapola?
I've heard it a few times.
Okay, well, there you go. That's crapola science. Okay. Where do these people come from? Okay. Now, there is range beef, okay, where they just run out there in the pasture and they give them salt blocks with trace minerals and stuff like that in it. And so they're not getting any wheat, barley, rye, or oats in their diet, okay? They're just getting grass, say some orchard grass or that kind of stuff. Might try that. There's goat meat. There's lamb meat. There's fish, of course. There's poultry. There's range-fed poultry. There's range-fed turkeys and chickens. So there's all kinds of ways to get gluten-free foods and have some animal protein. Don't forget the eggs. One egg has a baby chicken in it. Even if the chicken's only the size of a 1 millimeter in diameter, that little white spot on top of the yolk. In 36 days, or say 26 to 36 days of incubation, that yolk in the white becomes the chick, okay? Because that little dot absorbs all that nutrition in the yolk and the white of the egg, and the chick is hatched with a heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, stomach, digestive system, brain, eyes, muscles, bones, skin, feathers. I mean, you think about it. All the nutrition in that egg creates that chick. When that chick is hatched out of that egg, all that chick came from that yolk and the white of the egg. That's a mind blower when you think about it.
It is, to take something that's so tiny and put them together and just have it multiply and create I mean, because that's what's
The-
happened to us, right, Doc?
Yeah, that's right. You see, when you're born, you're already 9 to 10 months old. So I always give everybody that. Say, oh, how old are you? Well, what's your birth date? Oh, well, just add 10 months to that. That's how old you really are.
Well, and
Okay.
so let's talk a little bit about this intolerances to different types of food, especially when it comes to beef or any type of protein, which our body absolutely needs.
Well, see, I need to talk to her because I don't know that that's true. I can't, because when you said the guy or gal said, this is due to a beef thing. No.
Well, no, she has an intolerance to beef. And Jana, if you're on with us still, do you mind coming on with us? Intolerance to beef, and the doctor is saying that it's because of her blood type.
That's crapola.
Which we have noted that. So I don't see that she's able to unmute. But
okay. But
so
basically,
in general,
that's why there's goat's meat, there's deer meat, there's elk meat, there's lamb meat. There's all kinds of meat. So don't give me, you can't eat red meat. Oh, my doctor says it's due to a genetic thing. It's all this meat. Spare me.
Yeah, well, and spare you because you're one of the founding fathers of epigenetics, where
that's correct.
what we have in our environment, what we put into our body, it highly influences the way our genes express themselves and how our body develops and maintains health. Plain and simple, right, Doc?
Correct. You get an A+, dear.
I like A+. Let's go. It looks like Mark might have another question. Is that correct, Mark? All right, Mark, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Is that good?
You're on live with Doc Wallach, my dear.
Yeah, doctor. My dad has the macular degeneration. What's your advice about these injections they're offering to give him?
Well, I don't know what these injections are. Are they rabies shots? Or they, what the hell are they giving them? Okay, and so are they cortisone, prednisone? Are they
they're pretty common, aren't they? When you have macular degeneration.
Well, yeah, and of course they used to hang people or put them in the fire, if they had a cold, because they knew it was an evil spirit.
Yeah.
So
avoid it.
Well, I don't know what they're giving them.
Mark, when you said the name of the injection, it was garbled. So if you can repeat the name of the injection, Doc would appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the drug. I thought they were pretty common. I thought he'd be familiar with it.
Sorry.
I don't know the name.
I can't respond to a question, that doesn't give me the question.
Okay. I don't have the information, so.
Yeah, get the information. Get the information, call us next week.
Okay, thanks, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you, Mark. Okay, so Dr. Wallach, Christy has a question. She says she used to have burning mouth syndrome. It was horrible. And she was constantly sucking on ice chips for relief. She said food allergies are a big instigator, but getting rid of the bad foods is a huge start to getting relief. Then taking what doc prescribes, of course. So I'm going to take that as a testimonial, Dr. Wallach, for burning mouth syndrome. If anybody is
burning mouth syndrome
that,
can be a squeezing of the ninth cranial nerve, the glossopharyngeal nerve, which deals with the throat and the tongue and the inside lining of the mouth. Okay. Also contribute to that. It could be a squeezing of the fifth cranial nerve, trigeminal neuralgia. Okay. You get pain in the cheeks and inside and outside. Okay. So there's all kinds of things, but usually when you have stuff going on in your skull like that, and of course your mouth, your jaw, your part of your mouth and your skull, your upper range of teeth, okay, are part of the skull. And so osteoporosis of the skull is actually quite common. Babies are born with osteoporosis of the skull. Osteoporosis is not a disease of seniors. Babies are born with it, and they can be paralyzed from the neck down. because the skull is squeezing the spinal cord. It's called Erb's palsy. And some doctors will call it cerebral palsy. Okay. And, these are all just simple nutritional deficiencies. And we've got to get this education out there. And that's why we came up with not only Epigenetics, the book, but also the new set, The Truth About Nutrition, the book, the CD, the DVD. Okay. I urge you to get that. You can go to www.drjwallach.com. And of course, the book Epigenetics, I don't know, it's 20 something dollars, but it's a lot cheaper than the $25,000 that it cost for one of my copies, hardbound copy of my thesis. W.B. Saunders, I think they were purchased by another company now, but they were the textbook publishing company that published my thesis. Okay, 5,000 pages, and they sold them for $25,000 each. They sold out of 90,000 books in like 60 days. Okay, because it eliminated the false science of genetics as a cause of all these diseases. Okay, now genetics will cause eye color, skin color. Genetics will determine gender, girl, boy, and that sort of stuff. But there are no diseases that are caused by genetics. There's no high blood pressure, there's no diabetes, there's no arthritis, even lupus and stuff like that. Rheumatoid arthritis is just simple nutritional deficiencies. And with rheumatoid arthritis, there's a secondary infection with a bug called mycoplasma, which is killable with an antibiotic called minocycline. So if you have rheumatoid arthritis, I don't care if you've had it for 40 years, you get on our Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, get on the MSM, get on the collagen peptides, get on the vitamin D3, and you throw in the minocycline for, say, 60 days, 2 months, and rheumatoid arthritis goes away. I don't care if you've had it for 40 years. Well, my doctor says, well, your doctor's not God. Your doctor doesn't know anything about it. He's just parroting. He's just telling you what he was taught in school, and they didn't teach him correctly in school because they didn't know the answers. So they just made up something.
Well, and that's something to consider, Dr. Wallach, because we are, we go into something hoping that we are learning what is accurate, what is appropriate, what's going to be helpful. Not all doctors go into it for money. Many of them go into it because they truly want to help people.
Now that's true.
But unfortunately, because of the way the system is set up, who is funding that education?
Pharmaceutical companies.
And
Duh.
of course, well, not everybody knows that, Dr. Wallach. And that's what we're here to do, is to help provide information that's going to help make you a more informed individual that is empowered in being able to get information and take control of your own health and help yourself and your community. So that's one thing, Dr. Wallach, that when I started getting relief, I couldn't keep it to myself. So I started sharing with others. And after that, I started sharing is when I found out that there was a business opportunity that's associated.
And now look at you.
And now I'm loving it. So I love the fact that I get to meet with you. You are so accessible. I have an amazing community of people, Ruth Ellen Sanchez, Nasima Omar, Tanya. I mean, there's so many people, there's Faith, so many people that are on the call and people that aren't on the call that invite people to this call that I'm able to join arms with. And they're not even on my team, Dr. Wallach. We come together as a true community where
we're a community, we're a family.
Working together. We are a family, and it's all about making sure that people get the information that they need so that we as a world can be healthier as a population.
And we love you and your team for doing it. You're angels of God, that's for sure.
Yes. So, Dr. Wallach, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that if they were invited to this program by somebody specific, get back with that person and say, hey, I heard Dr. Wallach talking about certain condition. This is what I have going on. What do I need to make sure that I'm achieving optimal health? Get back with that person. if nobody invited you to this program and you found us on your own, or you're part of our newsletter subscriber base, you can reply to that email, and one of our certified holistic health coaches will get back with you, helping you find exactly what you need in order to achieve optimal health also. And again, Dr. Wallach mentioned his books. drjwallach.com is one place that you can get his books. We also have many of his popular books, not his most recent one yet, but we will get that there. At askdoclive.com, you'll find his books there, and you will find all of our recordings from our past episodes of Ask Doc Live on our website. So, Dr. Wallach, let's go to one more question that I had come into me from an email. I get lots of them, and unfortunately we don't get to all of them, but I have a lady, she's suffering from emphysema. She said she's had it for 20 years. She is 65 now, so it started when she was young. She has high blood pressure. She does not have diabetes. She's 5'6", 145 pounds, and she doesn't want to have any type of pharmaceuticals. So she wants to do this all natural. What would you recommend for her?
Okay, well, you got to get rid of all the bad foods. That always starts there. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, bran, rye, and oats. Was there Kentucky Fried Chicken in the Garden of Eden? Of course not. Okay, so let's get real here. So you got to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, bran, rye, and oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And then at let's see here, 145 pounds. She's kind of right at that cusp. But since she's had these problems for years, I'd have her take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, the full dose everything twice a day. I'd have her get 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 with lunch, 3 with dinner time. And they're going to support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, discs between the vertebrae, bone makes your bone cell. And people forget the respiratory system. Since you got emphysema, respiratory system, dry weight is like 75% cartilage. Something about the trachea and the bronchi and the bronchioles. There's a lot of cartilage in the respiratory system. And then the collagen peptides, a scoop of that in her morning drink, a scoop of that in the evening drink. She needs 2 bottles a month of the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. So you can take 3 with breakfast, 3 at dinner time. They will support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flows or blocked arteries in the brain and the heart and the kidneys and so forth, and the lungs. And but don't cold turkey off her medication for high blood pressure. But as her blood pressure begins to drop, usually within a week or 10 days, you can actually see an actual drop in the blood pressure levels. So you can start reducing the medication based on the numbers. Okay. And we do have an oxygen product. It's called Oxybody. It's comes in quart liquids. It tastes good. Little kids like it, and a lot of athletes use it before they're going to, going into their event, their run. They'll drink a couple ounces of the Oxybody, get that oxygen level up, kind of thing. And I used to drink it before I would get in the ring and wrestle. I wrestled in high school in the University of Missouri, but I was already taking my own supplements back then. We're talking way back when. All right. And so Oxybody is a good one here for somebody with emphysema. And don't forget the 3 eggs twice a day and no statin drugs. 3 eggs with soft yolks. Fried eggs won't count. Hard-boiled eggs won't count. They got to be soft yolks with butter. I had 3 eggs this morning with my soft scrambled with melted butter in it, not margarine. And this goes positive very quickly. This goes positive very quickly.
It does absolutely, Dr. Wallach. I had a customer contact me and say, am I limited to 1 ounce twice a day of the Oxybody? It tastes so good. I'm like, well,
no, just
what
get
would
2.
you say to that, Dr. Wallach?
Get 3 quarts a month and have 1 ounce with each meal.
1 ounce with each meal. There you go. So there's so much goodness and stuff that we can put into our body that, for one, when you've got nutrients missing, you're going to crave the bad stuff because your body's in a starvation mode. But when you start giving it what it actually needs and wants, it's not going to be wanting those bad things anymore that deteriorate health. Let's go back to Deborah, Dr. Wallach, for our last person on with us today. So we're coming up to the top of the hour. Deborah, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi, hi.
I don't have the age, weight, or any other information, but there's a lady that has an issue with keloids. And literally, even when she gets a needle injection, she develops a keloid, and apparently they get very raised and distended on her body, and she has them like all over.
Okay. Well, this is, it's not real common, but it's not uncommon. Okay. And so basically, she needs to get rid of all the bad foods: no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, bran, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. The diet ones got to go because the carbonation neutralizes stomach acid. And let's just go by 100 pounds of body weight. For every 100 pounds of body weight, 1 healthy brain and heart pack per month. She needs the MSM. I'd go per 100 pounds of body weight. She needs 3 of the MSM tablets twice a day for 100 pounds of body weight. And that will, let's see, support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, including the skin. Okay. I have people who are bald for 40 years. We've got them on this program, and in 90 days time, they grew all their hair back after 40 years of being bald. Okay. And the doctor said, well, it's genetic. No, no. Okay. And so the same way with these keloids, she's hypersensitive, hyperreactive to anything going on in her skin. And so that MSM will be good. The collagen peptides, she could take a scoop of that with her morning drink and a scoop of that with her evening drink. Collagen peptides, it's actually cartilage and ligaments and tendons and connective tissue from fish, from poultry, from sheep, and from cattle. And then also she needs some anti-inflammatory stuff, okay? I'd have her take 3 of the 3 of the Fucoid Z capsules twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. I also would like her to take the, let's see here. Let's go with something a little bit different here. Let's go with the de-stress capsules. Take 3 of those twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And that's going to deal with the goings on in the response system in the skin. Response system in the skin works in the brain and the skin. So that's the de-stress capsules. And we do have hair, skin, and nails. I want her to take, let's see here, 2 bottles a month of the hair, skin, and nails. So you can take 3 at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. If finances are not an issue, you can get 3 bottles a month, take 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. Okay, that's hair, skin, and nails. And then call me every couple of weeks, because I think this is going to turn around very quickly. But got to get rid of all the bad foods so she can absorb. Okay.
Okay, and they'll take care of the pain as well.
Well, if she has some really severe disabling pain, we do have the CM cream, which you could apply to a knuckle or the place where this new thing is, you know, okay, this new keloids at. But we also have our Soothe, 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 which is from our Hemp FX division. There's no THC in it. So it's actually quite safe and quite legal. Okay, very, very good pain reliever for about 4 hours. It gives you 4 hours of pain relief. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Wallach.
God bless you, dear.
God bless you too.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Deborah. And Dr. Wallach, we are coming up to the top of the hour, but I wanted to ask you a question because we were talking a little bit ago in regards to things that need to be done for the thyroid. And so there is a prescription that is Synthroid. Now, I have had great results with using Ocean's Gold.
Yes, Ocean's Gold, also Fucoid Z. They're from 2 different oceans, but the same process was used on the seaweed from each of those different oceans, okay? And so that's why I hedge my bet. I take 3 of each twice a day.
So they have the nutrition in them, the nutrients in them that help support the natural function and
of the thyroid. That's correct.
Of the thyroid. So I just wanted to go back.
The thyroid and the parathyroids.
Both of them. There you go, folks. Double duty. I love that. Well, we work together as a whole whole. Nutrition works together as a whole within our bodies, and whenever we don't have it, everything's not going to function properly, folks. So we need to have intentional nutrition every single day. And that is something that myself, my co-hosts Nasima Omar and Ruth Ellen Sanchez also do, so that we can be here with you each and every Friday and bring
It's family.
Dr. Wallach. Yes, this is my family. So, Dr. Wallach, thank you again so much for taking
thank
2
you.
hours out of your schedule for Ask Doc Live. And thank you everybody that is on live with us for being here and asking your questions and taking in the information that you need to not only help yourself, but help your communities.
Don't forget the new book and set.
Yep.
Book,
Don't
DVD,
forget
and
the new
CD.
book, Truth About Nutrition.
Okay, you got it, girl.
Awesome. Thank you again so much, Dr. Wallach. And thank you, everybody. Be empowered because you have it within yourself and you are worth the investment. Bye for now.
Absolutely.